Pleasant day to all of you. I'm GeorgeMichael from USHM 3A, and I'm here to present to you my event proposal about Skills Olympic. The purpose of this event is to give opportunity for the CHMT student to boost their skills, to enhance their knowledge, and to build their confidence. And let's now proceed for the checklist of the event. Here's the table of the event checklist, 3 to 4 months ahead. First, complete the main goal of the event. Like I said before, the purpose of the event is to boost the skills, to enhance their knowledge, and to build their confidence. Second, selecting a team like design, decoration, choosing event venue, selecting committee, and delegate. Computing cost estimate is one of the most thing you need to do. Decide the equipment needed, choosing list of activities, arrange the speakers of the event, compose banners, layouts, and invitation. Contact with event suppliers like sound system, catering, photographer, videographer, and etc. Specify an event budget. Get event permit, get emergency plan, crowd controlling measure, selecting volunteers, choose event date, conducting a potential incident and conflicts, plan for a fundraising, book your event venue, brand the event, creating social media pages like that, preparing awards like medal, trophies, and certificates, write a contract request for sponsors, ensuring staff identified their specific tasks. 2 months before the event, first, finalization of activities of the event, finalize the venue, finalize the date, distributing invitation, confirming the event supplier, confirm designated task of everything assigned, finalize emergency plan, contact security officer, checking event facilities, finalize fundraising plan, finalize the team, confirming attendees, delegates, and committee, confirming sponsors, confirming a request approval, confirming the parking place. 1 month before the event, advertise in social media, hang a poster, banner, meet all staff, delegate, and the committee, create meeting with all participants, awards preparation completed, review the plan, activities, and assigned tasks, print and program as appliers, check and prepare emergency supplies, finalize all participants in events, check supplies and equipment, give the list of all group or participants. 1 week before the event, finish plan follow-up. Double check the details such as schedules, activities, double check the facilities, double check the participant attending, double check the venue, check the remaining funds, remind participants, students, committee, and delegates, the VIPs, secure all items needed in the event, give final schedule and mechanic for every activities. Day before the event, last call meeting for the event, remind all your teams and volunteers to be well prepared. Prepare all things you will need it. Make sure all supplier did their part. Next, the event day. Go early to the event. Be sure all tables of the committee and delegate organized. Preparation food and snack for the committee, delegate, and volunteers. Survey the attendees. And let's now proceed schedule of the event. Here's the table of the event schedule. The flows of the events in the first day will be the parade from 6:30 to 8 in the morning at Sinuluan Plaza to LSP Gymnasium, followed by opening program from 8 to 10:30 in the morning at LSP Gymnasium. Next, virtual tour guiding, 10:30 to 12 noon at LSP Gymnasium. And here's the rules and guidelines for the virtual tour guiding. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper uniform. Each participant will be given 10 to 15 minutes time for their on-the-spot virtual tour guiding on the specific destination. Contestant must identify each particular tourist destination in their assigned province that is flashed on the screen. Otherwise, their cumulative points will be deducted by 5 points per destination. And here's the guidelines for assessment. Identification of destination, 50 points. Presentation style, 20 points. Communication skills, 8 points. Proper uniform, 10 points, with a total 100 points. Next, the tour packaging will be started at 1 to 3 after 3 p.m. in the afternoon at LSP Gymnasium. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. Participants are required to prepare a tour package for a domestic Japan destination. All participants are required to wear their proper uniform. Participants will be given 15 to 20 minutes time for their presentation. Judges' decision is final. And here's the mechanics. Tour package possibility, 50 points. Capability to respond to question, 20 points. Communication skill, 20 points. Proper uniform, 10 points. And the total of 100 points. And the next is flight attendant showmanship. Will be started at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the LSP Gymnasium. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified for the event. All participants are required to wear their flight attendant uniform. Each participant will be given 10 to 15 minutes time for their on-the-spot step-by-step procedure. Contestant must identify each particular tourist destination in their assigned province that is flashed on their screen. Otherwise, their cumulative points will be deducted by 5 points per destination. Participants are required to bring their own materials. Competencies of FA, 50 points. Presentation style, 20 points. Communication skills, 20 points. Proper attire, 10 points, with a total of 100 points. Next. Second day, the first activity is waiters relay. Started from 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning at LSP Field. And rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive from the venue 30 minutes before competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear the appropriate uniform. Each participant shall perform table napkin, linens, plates, cutlery, water, goblet, and basing as a form of exhibition for the event. Formal table setting will be used in the relay contest. Service reliability, 50 points. Performance and time management, 40 points. Proper attire, 10 points, with a total of 100 points. Next. The buffet setup started at 9 to 12 noon at LSP Gymnasium. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply will be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper uniform. Participants are required to bring their own materials like linens, pins, thumbtacks, plates, utensils, and etc. Correctness of the setup, 50 points. Connected to the team, 20 points. Decoration and style, 20 points. Proper attire, 10 points. With a total of 100 points. The next is fruit and vegetable carving. Started at 1 to 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon at the school gymnasium. Rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper uniform. Participants are required to bring their own fruit carving tools. Each participant will be given 1 hour and 30 minutes with a 5-point deduction for every 10 minutes of extra time. Quality of work, 50 points. Sanitation, 30 points. Proper attire, 20 points with a total of 100%. Next, the table napkin folding will be started 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Activity1 Gymnasium. Table napkin folding rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the events. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper uniform. Table napkins will be provided by the organizer. The participants will demonstrate the 7 basic folds like single candle, pyramid, banana, lotus, bishop hat, opera fan, sailboat, and 2 special fold. Contestants will be given a time of 3 minutes to demonstrate the 7 fold and special fold with showmanship. Correctness, 50 points. Neatness, 20 points. Showmanship, 20 points. Proper attire, 10 points. With a total of 100 points. And next, bread making will be started at 3:30 to 5 p.m. at LSP Hostel. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the event. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to use their proper uniform. The organizer will provide the necessary beddings and linens. Each participant will be given 10 minutes per bed with a 5-point deduction for every 1 minute of extra time. Neatness, 30 points. Correctness, 30 points. Technique, 20 points. Speed time, 20 points at a total of 100 points. Third day, the first activity is Zumba. It will be started at 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning at LSP Field. Next, QSB, 9 o'clock to 12 noon at LSP Hostel. And here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their LSPU uniform. The contest proper is divided into 3 rounds: easy, average, and difficult. Questions are provided of the organizer. Any form of cheating is prohibited. Next, the market basket will be started 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon at Kitchen Hut and Cold Bakery. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper shop uniform. The participants should cook 5 region for a calabration delicacies. 1 main course using beef, 1 main course using pork, 1 main course using fish, 1 main course using chicken, and 1 main course using vegetable. Each participant will be given 5 hours with a 5-point deduction for every 10 minutes of extra time. Decoration and other needed materials for garnishing needed for the dish is allowed. Guidelines for assessment. Connected to the team, 40 points. Presentation and appearance, 30 points. Mise en place and sanitation, 20 points. Proper attire, 10 points. With a total of 100 points. Fourth day will be started at 7 to 12 noon with activity of hospitality race at the SPU campus. Next, flower bouquet arrangement. Started from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the SPU gymnasium. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply will be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to use their proper uniform. Each participant will be given 2 hours time for their on-the-spot judges' final decision. Guidelines for assessment. Flower combination, 40 points. Condition, 30 points. Creativity, 30 points. With a total of 100 points. Next, tablescaping. It will be started from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon at LSP Gymnasium. Rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply will be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to use their proper uniform, and the theme is wedding, such as linen, pins, tansacs, and table are provided of the organizer. Correctness of the setup, 50 points. Creativity, 40 points. Proper attire, 10 points. Fifth day, the activity is wedding booth setup and cake decoration from 7 to 5 p.m. at LSPU Field. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply will be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper shop baking uniform. Participants are required to bring their own ingredients. Each participant will be given 4 hours with a 5-point deduction for every 10 minutes of extra time. Creativity, 40 points. Presentation style, 25 points. Flavor and texture, 25 points. Proper attire, 10 points, with a total of 100 points. Next, 6th day. The bar management, clear tending, and cocktail mixing is the first activity. Will be started from 6 o'clock to 12 noon at the SPU Gymnasium. Here's the rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply will be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to wear their proper bar uniform. Participants must submit his or her background music. Participants will be given a time 5 minutes to finish her routine and cocktail preparation. All beverage and materials are provided of the organizer. The participants will serve the cocktails to the judges' table and introduce his or her creation. Guidelines for assessment. In clearing, difficulty, 20 points. Technique, 15 points. Showmanship, 20 points. Audience impact, 5 points. In the total of 60 points. In cocktail, visual appeal, 10 points. Taste, 20 points. Creativity, 10 points, with a total of 100 points. Next is the cheer dance. Will be started from 1 o'clock to 5 p.m. at the SPU field. Next is the 7th day of the event will be ice carving from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning at SPU Gymnasium. Rules and guidelines. All participants must arrive at the venue 30 minutes before the competition begins. Participants who refuse to comply may be disqualified from the event. All participants are required to use their proper uniform. Participants are required to bring their own tools and equipment. Participants will be given 4 hours time for their presentation. Structure 30 points, skills and technique 20 points, creativity 30 points, details 20 points with a total of 100 points. 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon is preparation for the business night. 5 o'clock in the afternoon will be started of the business night up to 5 o'clock in the morning. Business night will have announcement of the winners from different competitions held by this event. Of course, dinner and liquor will be served with this day. Also, choosing Mr. and Miss CHMT night is included to the flow of this day. Business night will about celebration of the success of everyone after a long tough week of the event. And that's all. Thank you.